Miles, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. So today, as I understand, was meant to be the first day of this nationwide hunger strike. How many inmates are actually participating?
Thank you very much, and thank you to your viewers. Let me start by saying it is not a full-blown hunger strike. It is what is called a passive hunger strike. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can still hear you, Miles. Go ahead.
Yes, a passive hunger strike means we go in a very disciplined manner, walking the distance, they call it social distance between one another, take our first dish, go and sit at a table, and don't eat that meal. After all of us have sat down, and then the guy that is in front will get up, leave the kitchen or the mess, they call it, and walk back to ourselves in a very disciplined manner. The second dish, we will do the same thing, and we will eat the food. The last dish, we will do the same thing, we will eat the food. Tomorrow we do the reverse. That is what is called a passive hunger strike. They must keep on cooking because we don't know when are we going to eat or when are we not going to eat. That cannot be called a hunger strike.
But Miles, the Correctional Services Department, speaking to us earlier, says it's doing all it can to make sure that it prevents an outbreak of this COVID-19 pandemic at correctional centres in the country. The one area of concern being the facility in the Eastern Cape, of course. Why will you not take them at their word?
Well, we don't believe a word they say because they all by themselves. We only see some pictures and video clippings and newspaper photos. How can they go around in a country that is a democratic dispensation where there are tons and numbers of NGOs in the field? That was here long before some of them became ministers, deputy ministers, and commissioners. How can they leave out civil society in assisting them and also make a contribution and donation? Because, by the way, the Department of Correctional Services is not only bankrupted technically, it is totally bankrupt.
You want the release of non-violent and first-time offenders, certain women, parents with dependents, inmates who are past the age of 60. Why should there be such a wholesale release when at this moment the issue is at one facility in the Eastern Cape?
It's not, this thing is coming, the sooner they do this, and we have been calling for many years. These demands are not new. And those who have been with the Department of Correctional Services for years, some of them have gone on retirement, would know that these are the demands we've made when a new government came into power in 1994. And these were some of the demands we've made when we approached the judicial investigation where there was riots in prisons where prisoners were fighting for their rights to vote. And we keep on recycling those demands. And if they started doing it 10 years ago, we were going to be in a position to say, no, our prisons are not overcrowded and they are not a time bomb for this very, very deadly virus.
But do you understand then, Miles, the discomfort from some in society at the prospect of a group of inmates being released? Yes, some of them may have been non-violent, but a lot of their communities where they were taken from still do not trust them. So how would we work around that at this time?
Well, we are faced with a very serious problem in this country, where we have forgotten those who are behind bars who should have been released 10 years ago, who should have been released 5 years ago. And we have, in fact, forgotten that those people out there are human beings. They are supposed to serve their sentence, they are supposed to serve their dues and come back as productive, law-abiding, and useful citizens. Nobody wants to have anything to do with them while they are there until such time you get there. Let me ask you, why do you think almost 25 years down the line you still have political prisoners held hostage in a democratic dispensation? They are terminally ill prisoners. There are better women there. There are people who are over 60 years there, and the system is bloated because the parole system is dysfunctional. The parole system simply just can't work because the Department of Correctional Services is a forgotten department in any event. It's just a department where you must take human beings and go and dump them there.
Miles, I want to get your reaction on something very quickly because we don't have the best line to you. Correctional Services in their statement this afternoon saying that you are, quote, instigating inmates to revolt against the state. They're calling your actions totally irresponsible and reckless. Is that what you're doing?
That sounds exactly the same how Afrikaners said to us 10 years, 20 years, or 25 years ago when we fought for our right to vote. Those who say that, they are counter-revolutionary. They must get their heads read, because we are saying as an organization, we have been known here, there have been recommendations of commissions of inquiry, and they have been sitting on these recommendations, and here we are sitting now on a ticking time bomb.
Miles Budu, thank you so much for speaking to us on ENCA tonight.